Hey there. I'm sure you've come across World War II in action films, war documentaries, or history classes if you enjoy those topics. Adolf Hitler was one of the most powerful and feared figures in human history. After fighting in World War I and witnessing Germany's devastation, he sought revenge. In 1939, he initiated World War II and the Holocaust, unleashing one of the darkest times in human history, resulting in massive destruction to our planet. And so he went down in history as one of the most infamous people who lived in our world. Content appears incomplete. Please provide the full text to be shortened. Although commonly associated with Germany, Adolf Hitler was not born in the country. Hitler was born in Braunheim, Austria on April 20th, 1889 too. In his youth, Hitler was in love with a Jewish girl named Stephanie Isaac. According to biographer August Kubasik, Hitler was obsessed with this young woman and even stalked her. 3. Adolf Schick-Gruber could have been Hitler's full name if his father had not chosen to change the surname to Hitler. In 1877-4, Hitler suffered from another chronic tendency throughout his life, so he ended up taking up to 28 different medications to combat it. 5. He led the first public anti-smoking campaign in modern history, giving luxury watches to relatives or close friends who quit. 6. During World War I, a Briton saved the life of a German. It was Henry Tandy who let Adolf Hitler live in the heat of battle. 7. Hitler only had one testicle, and as a result, he used to be injected with extracts from prostate glands and testicles of young bulls. 8. Hitler had a portrait of Henry Ford on the wall of his desk as an inspiration for him, which helped him to develop the Volkswagen automotive industry. 9. Hitler was a vegetarian and had a group of food tasters to avoid being poisoned with every bite he took. A priest rescued him from home at age 4, leading him to serve as an altar boy in the church, and even considered becoming a priest in his adulthood. Hitler was imprisoned in 1923 after participating in the Verfallspakt, an attempt to overthrow the government. During his time in prison, he wrote his memoir, Mein Kampf, My Struggle 12. An Austrian Jewish doctor did not charge Hitler's family because they were poor. Hitler acknowledged him, called him the noble Jew, and protected him with the Gestapo during the war. Before World War II, Hitler had such positive relations with Germany that he was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. In 1939-14, Hitler's private doctor gave in to all his demands, which led to Hitler consuming the stimulant Pervitin, that is methamphetamine and cocaine, up to twice a day. 15. Achieving such an impact in Germany, with the Nazi movement in 1938, Hitler appeared in Time magazine as the Man of the Year 16. Hitler was born on April 20th of 1889 at 6:30 in the evening of Easter, Saturday 17. Alexander the Great, Napoleon, Mussolini, and Hitler all suffered from hydrophobia or fear of cats. 18. Hitler planned to collect all the Jewish artifacts seized during the war to exhibit them after the conflict in the Museum of the Extinct Race 19. Hitler never learned to drive and use chauffeurs everywhere, but still had a great affinity with Volkswagen 20. The American Secret Service tried to inject estrogen into Hitler's food to feminize him, and thus softened his character a bit. 21. Both Hitler and Osama bin Laden were publicly pronounced dead to the world on May 1st, 22. During Hitler's years in power, his book Mein Kampf was given as a gift to every couple who got married on German territory. 23. Hitler was seriously injured twice in World War I. The first happened in October 1916 during the Battle of Somme, when he was wounded by shrapnel and hospitalized for 2 months. 2 years later, on October 13 of 1918, a British mustard gas attack caused Hitler to temporarily go blind. 24. After his mother passed away, Adolf lived from 1908 to 1912 on the streets of Vienna, selling postcards of his artwork. In order to survive, before the Holocaust, Hitler allowed the US, UK, and other countries to accept Jewish refugees, but they refused. 26. When the DAD forces landed in France, Hitler was asleep and none of his generals dared to send reinforcements without his permission, and no one dared to wake him up. In 1945, Hitler married Eva Braun. They died by suicide 36 hours later. Eva Braun was 33 years old, while Hitler was about 56 years old, 28. The Eiffel Tower was inaugurated the same year Nintendo was founded, and Adolf Hitler was born, that is, in the year 1889-29. Anoncarmus hitleri is a blind beetle that is found only in 5 caves in Slovenia. It is currently endangered due to collectors of Nazi memorabilia. 30. Not everything that came from Hitler was bad. For example, Adolf Hitler was the first European leader to ban human zoos, where supposedly inferior races were displayed. 31. 20 babies born in Great Britain since World War II have been named Adolf. 20 babies born in Great Britain since World War II have been named Adolf. 32. Hitler was a great tax evader and was even fined by his own government. In 1934, the site where Hitler committed suicide in 1933 is now a playground in Berlin. 34. As a result of the Holocaust, designed and carried out by Hitler and his Nazi regime, 6 million Jews were killed. 35. Hitler suffered from several diseases, such as, for example, Parkinson's. 36. Hitler had 6 siblings, and 4 of them died before they could reach 25 years old. He was the 4th child of Alois Hitler and Clara Polst. Both of Hitler's parents died before he turned 19. His mother died of breast cancer in 1907 when he was only 18 years old, and his father died of a pleural hemorrhage in 1903, when Hitler was only 14 years old, 38. Hitler's personal dentist, Johannes Blaschke, reported that Hitler had terrible bad breath and gum diseases. In addition, Hitler feared going to the dentist to the point of becoming a phobia. 39. In a gas attack in World War I, he struggled to breathe through his mustache, as he had to shave part of it, turning it into Hitler's iconic mustache. 40. Hitler never visited any concentration camp. 41. Hitler had a nephew named William Patrick Hitler, who fought against him as part of the United States Navy. 42. Hitler. Throughout his life, he managed to survive a high number of 42 assassination attempts, often by his own German soldiers. 43. When he committed suicide in 1945, Hitler was wearing the first-class Iron Cross medal, earned for his service in World War I. Hitler frequently lauded the efficacy of the American genocide against Native Americans. Hitler, upon coming to power in January 1933, the Nazi Party passed a broad set of animal protection laws, with Hitler stating, "In the new Reich, cruelty to animals will no longer be allowed." The French resistance cut the Eiffel Tower elevator cables to stop Hitler from visiting it when he took Paris. He was 46 at the time. When faced with the possibility of climbing more than 1,500 steps on foot, he chose to withdraw. 47. Hitler planned to kill Winston Churchill with a chocolate explosion. Hitler's bomb makers covered explosive devices with a thin layer of dark chocolate and wrapped it in black and gold paper. British agents foiled the plot. Hitler came to hate football because it couldn't be rigged to guarantee German superiority over other countries. 49. The Nazi Party tried to turn Christmas into a non-religious holiday, thus celebrating Hitler's arrival. With St. Nicholas replaced by Odin, the solstice man, and the runic symbols on the top of each Christmas tree. 50. After becoming Chancellor of Germany, Hitler ordered a wave of murders and executions called the Blood Purge, which was directed against rivals within his own party. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell. Here I leave you other videos, and don't forget, this is Mr. Curiosity.